Anime's been out for a while now, and with each year it's out, it grows and evolves into something better, producing better animation, more top anime fights, new peak villains, and more interesting plot points. With all that being said, the question emerges, who are the strongest anime villains? What is up, YouTube? My name is Money Monsoon, and today I'm going to tell you my top pick for the top villains in anime history. I have been watching anime for a while now, since I was a young little boy. If you could even imagine me as a little boy, I've been there watching anime, so you could at least somewhat trust my opinion when it comes to the top strongest anime villains. But with that being said, we are sticking to just anime with this. I'm not any type of manga reader, so we're not going to be covering any of the insane villain moments from any manga. Only anime. This list is purely anime only. With that being said, if you want to see more top 10 anime related lists, then be sure to drop a sub and interact with this video, and you will get some. Before I get started with this list, I do want to say that I did not purely choose this list based off like who's physically the strongest, because if we were just going to go off physical strength, we could just choose Dragon Ball villains. So instead, I chose this list based off the villains' feats, what the villains can do, and let's just say if this villain appeared in any random verse of any anime, they would be a genuine threat. Now, with all that being said, let's get right into this list. Starting out at number 10, we have Light Yagami. Light Yagami deserves his spot on this list because while he may not have a lot of physical capability, he has power. Someone who could instantly cause death amongst anyone. If he's put in a verse with strong villains or strong characters, he could quite literally control these characters for up to 24 hours before their death. So he could actually have anyone do a lot of crazy things. So not only does he have the death note, but he also has pretty much like a mind control. While he is powerful, being able to wish death upon anyone he wants as long as he knows their name, he doesn't deserve the top number 1 spot. Why? Because he does have his nurse. He does need someone's name. And since he himself didn't actually get the eyes that can see someone's stats, he would need his sidekick girlfriend to be by his side to instantly cause damage to anyone. Other than that, he will be moving a little bit more slowly if he doesn't know their name. At number 9, we have Madara Uchi. Oh, never mind. Hijacking Madara's spot on this list, we have Kaguya. Now, originally, I would say Madara deserves his spot, seeing as how he could take on his entire verse when he has the Rinnegan and Sharingan, while probably not even breaking a sweat. He could do a lot of things, and he was a genuine threat to his verse. But Kaguya deserves this spot because while no one could beat Madara, no one also could beat Kaguya. Even Naruto and Sasuke, them beating her was literally just ceiling. Now, she's a villain who could change dimensions at any time she wants. Very powerful. She has the source of chakra. She's essentially like a god. Now, if we put Kaguya in today's Naruto, like, you know, adult Naruto and Sasuke, she obviously wouldn't stand a chance. I'm pretty sure Momonosuke and Jigen are probably similar, or if not same strength and power level as Kaguya, maybe even more. And so Naruto and Sasuke definitely evolved beyond that point, but Kaguya was a genuine threat. At the time they were facing her, they had to literally seal her away. So that's why she deserves a spot at number 9. At number 8, we have Dio Brando, a vampire with eternal life, and he also has a stand to stop time. Now, originally, I wasn't even going to put Dio on the list. Even though he is pretty strong, I wouldn't even say he's the strongest villain in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That being said, with his abilities, he would be a genuine threat to anyone. Time stop is a very OP power, but that's actually not even why he deserves a spot on this list. Dio actually has another form, a non-canon form, but a notable form all the less, which is Dio Heaven Ascension, where he gets all sorts of crazy power-ups. His stand becomes a stand that can negate other stands and leave other people powerless. In this form, it's stated that he's able to beat all JoJo's protagonists. That's including Giorno Giovanni, Golden Requiem. I only bring this up because if we're talking about a character like Naruto and his feats, people would be bringing up his attacks from the Naruto Storm series, where he's able to just generate every type of Rasengan, and people would consider that as canon. So I believe even at his current state of just time stopping a vampire, he has the potential to get even stronger too. That's just the point I was trying to bring up, and that's why I believe he deserves this spot at number 8. At number 7, we have Sukuna. Originally, I wanted to put Mahoraga. Mahoraga seemed like a pretty cool villain. He's a curse that's able to adapt to anything. Isn't that insane? He's just able to consistently adapt to whatever he's challenged with and get stronger. So the only reason I put Sukuna right here instead of Mahoraga is because Sukuna beat Mahoraga. He packed him up. He put him down. Sukuna is able to cut anything at any time. That's his curse technique, and we actually don't know too much about his curse technique, seeing as how he's able to use flames too. But he is a villain who's able to cause genuine destruction. He is an Avengers level threat, a genuine threat to whatever verse he may appear in. At number 6, we have Broly. Now, I did want to put a Dragon Ball character on this list. Broly seems like the most fitting character to put on this list. Obviously, Dragon Ball characters, they could destroy planets anytime they want, but Broly is a little different. His clashes are able to break the universe, create his own pocket dimension. So at this point, I would consider him at like a cosmic level. He pretty much is unbeatable, but he did get defeated. The only reason he got defeated is because he forced Goku and Vegeta to do a fusion. These characters, Goku and Vegeta, usually never do fusions if their opponent is not fused. Broly being able to destroy that whole rule for Goku and Vegeta just to pack him up is very telling of how much of a threat he is, and I believe he deserves this spot on this list. And before you guys make the comparison to that, there's characters like Beerus, the God of Destruction, who also was a villain at one point. I wouldn't count characters like Beerus over Broly. While Beerus may have attacks like Hakai, which is able to destroy anything, Dragon Ball characters can pretty much just destroy anything. Like if I gave the same feats, like, oh, he could destroy planets, well, like that's everyone in the verse. Frieza was destroying planets all the way back in Z. So to me, Beerus doesn't really stand out over Broly, even if he might be stronger than Broly. At number 5, we have the Antipiral. The Antipiral is a cosmic level threat, able to grow as big as universes and probably bigger than that. Antipiral deserves its spot over Broly because while they may both be cosmic level threats, the Antipiral was just one of those genuine threats. It's definitely possible that a character like Broly could beat a character like the Antipiral, which is why I'm not truly making this list off just strength. The Antipiral was able to reign over the universe for like a long time. It had like a hold on all these different planets. Now, of course, they did get introduced and packed up pretty quick, and also the Antipiral isn't even the strongest being in the Gurren Lagann verse. It's just the strongest that Simon gets to. But as far as we know, the Antipiral took its place as the strongest at the time. And I believe it deserves its spot because it's just like a being of, I hate to say it, like anti-growth, anti-direction, anti-spiral, meant to put a stop to the drill that was supposed to pierce the universe. So just its image being a roadblock meant to like destroy progress carries its weight and brought it up to this level of the list. Now at number 4, we have a newer villain from My Hero Academia, Shigaraki Tomuda. Now, obviously, I'm talking about the version mixed in with All for One. Shigaraki is a villain who's just able to destroy anything or disintegrate anything without even needing to touch what he wants to disintegrate. He just has a crazy power at his disposal, and that's just in his most basic quirk form. He also has the power of every quirk or any quirk that he got his hands on from All for One, and he also has a super juiced up body because of the experiments in super serum that he gained. I believe Shigaraki is one of them ones because like if it wasn't a character like Deku, the only counter one for all that's supposed to put a stop to a character like this, then Shigaraki most likely would just destroy the earth. He would destroy the world. His plans would come into fruition. I believe he's a character that if he was left to his own means, there would be just absolute destruction, which is why he deserves this spot on the list. That's actually the case with most of the people on this list. If they were left to their own means instead of getting that special plot driven character that is just the hard counter to whatever their character is, then they would be unstoppable. They would just have their way. Now at number 3, I have Obito Uchiha. I'm sure you guys are wondering like, what? Obito over Kaguya? How did Obito make his way all the way up his list? Well, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Obito is a character that only lost because the plot wanted him to lose. His ability is so strong that it's unbeatable. He literally can't get hit unless he wants to get hit. And the only reason he got beat in the 4th Ninja War was because Kakashi had his other eye use his own ability against him. Now imagine there was no Kakashi. No Kakashi means no beating Obito. Even then, Obito only lost to with Kakashi because he wanted to lose. He needed to get stabbed through the heart so he could get rid of whatever was controlling him and then reach another form. That's why I believe a character like Obito, he's a genuine threat to any universe he wants to go into. He could use his Kamui on certain parts of whoever's body and literally rip their body apart. Just create mini black holes with his Kamui. A character like that, a villain like that, is truly unbeatable. He deserves his spot at the top, at the strongest. They made him too strong that they knew they had to delete him from the verse. That's what I truly believe. At number 2, we have Aizen Sosuke. But let's be real, he's also a character just like Obito who only lost because of plot. And now that kind of is the case, but not really. Aizen is a character who cannot be beat. As soon as people see his Bankai release, there's no beating him. If Ichigo saw his Bankai release, he wouldn't be able to beat Aizen. Now, why he didn't release his Bankai against Ichigo or try to make him see it, that's because he was a little too arrogant. He wanted the challenge because Aizen was the same person who watched Ichigo since birth, planned out his every move, and planted the hollow in him, wanted him to grow stronger, and used the Kyokoku to actually make that come into fruition. The only reason Aizen lost was because there was a part of him that wanted to lose, that wanted to not just be the strongest and be challenged by someone. Other than that, if there was none of that in his heart, he's not losing at all. You get that Bankai release, and you're not catching him at all. You would only be fighting an illusion. That is strength. Now, at our number 1 spot, what I believe to be the strongest villain in anime, unbeatable, we have Enrico Pucci, Maiden Heaven from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I want y'all to really think about this. Can anyone really beat Maiden Heaven? Think about how fast he's moving. He quite literally becomes a speedster. As the universe speeds up, he's able to experience it at a normal time if he wants to, which makes it seem like he's moving faster than everyone else. Even a character that stops time isn't able to catch him off guard. With that being said, he also didn't really lose. He killed off the main character. He killed off the whole main cast. He killed off the main character from part 6 and from part 3, and he pretty much lost off hubris. He was about to kill the very last one and got caught off guard. If he finished everything off quickly, he wouldn't have died. I truly believe that Maiden Heaven's one of those like impossible stands to beat. How they beat it was an absolute miracle that shouldn't have happened. So yeah, most of these characters on this list only really lost the plot. You gotta remember that. If left to their own devices, I believe like this list of the top 10, these are strongest menaces in anime. And in my opinion, I think it was complete luck that most of these guys got beat. Did I enjoy the show? Yes, I did. But these characters should not be getting beat. Now, with that said, did you agree with this list? I somewhat threw it together. I'm not too attached to the order, so I don't mind a debate about if some characters should be moved around. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.